ring, you know, when he won and did like this, and his back was just, I was like, oh my God. I didn't know if he looked bigger and
No, Manny not only took De La Hoya's soul, but he took Mexican supplements as well.
By the way, we started
spirit.
this podcast, and I wanted people to hear how we talk when the mics are not on. We're talking about Manny Pacquiao's back and steroids and boxing.
Hey, first rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about.
You're right, but the man meter with Wes Chatham up in this bitch is about to hit red hot, and I want to apologize if it goes even past the red and we break the man meter, because we're not fucking around. Chatham walks in here. I don't know if he's doing a movie about special forces who are guys who are tan with no hair on their body, but the kid walks in with a boat collar shirt and jogger pants with adorable all leather high tops. You know those cost money.
Fresh haircut. Me and him work out all the time, and he came back. He was doing a movie with Sylvester Stallone. He comes back and goes, the fuck is this? He's I go, all right, bro. We run stairs. I never seen him like this, bro.
No.
Just
Wayne McCulloch said that he had to tell Wes twice after he dropped two dudes in sparring. He goes, "Hey man, we're just moving around. But look, you punch too hard. You got to take it back. He's strong." I go. He's strong, bro.
Hey, there's two people when they come around. I'm going to quote a guy who said this on Instagram when I posted a picture next to Mario Lopez. He looks like Wes and Mario Lopez, the same thing to us. We look like we got in horrible car accidents next to them. We look like we're recovering horrible car accidents. Some guy when I posted that Mario Lopez picture goes, wow, I've never seen Shab look like he got in a horrible accident. Shout out to that guy who had that. Dude, I was literally in bed reading. I couldn't sleep. And I looked at that. I laughed so hard.
Lopez is a good-looking kid.
But I want to qualify the thing that you said with the pocket rocket. Because Bryan and I both train with Wayne.
One of my favorite people in the world.
But you just show up and he puts you in a ring with somebody. He doesn't tell you level or anything, and I get nervous, you know. Because I'm like, I didn't come here. I'm not mentally ready.
Yeah, where you're like, I'm gonna play around with this guy.
But he puts this guy in there, and you don't know their skill level, you don't know whatever, and you're nervous, like and then you feel like an asshole.
Well, Wayne always his rule is that you have to ask Wayne. So if somebody came and asked me to spar, and he got mad about that because he said they should always go through me because I'm going to screen whoever you're going to get in there with. I'm not going to let you get in there with some guy's headhunting who's really good, obviously.
Right.
So he takes it very seriously because it's like his job.
Well, you got to watch your P's.
He didn't know how hard you hit. That was the problem.
But you also got to watch your P's and Q's, Wes. Like, you're right. Like, when you go in there, especially if you're with a guy, you don't want to go too easy. Like, Jay and I were talking about, shout out Jay Schaub's in town for the Big Brown Breakdown tonight. But, my buddy Klopp, who's NFL, first pick in the second round, freak athlete. We talked about him. He was sparring a little bit, sparring a chick, sparring a girl, and was like, I'm just going to go easy. Left hook. With a girl. Hey, and I looked over his good, like this. He's on wobbly street. I'm like, dude. And he goes, fuck, bro. And his jaw was all fucked up. He's seeing stars. He's going to hate me for telling the story. And he goes, I just didn't know, man. I had my
happened to me too, with a woman. She came in and she's training, really working she's fighting, amateur. But I stepped to the side. She just went, her left hand. I was like, I thought I was going to fucking die.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's bad. No, we'll keep going. I can't see very well.
It never works out when you spar girls. Like when I was at high altitude, I was sparring, and this guy's wife, she was known for going hard. And there just wasn't a lot of people, and just the rotation worked. I'm like, I need to sweat. All right. And we're going, and she's going so hard. Like Dana White's on the side, like, if you touch Brendan, we will give you $1 million. If you just touch him, she's going so hard.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. I didn't want to get hurt. She's going. I look around, no one's watching. I'm like, I got to do something here to calm her down. Right to the liver. She goes, and then I was like, oh, fuck.
I think that's appropriate.
You all right? I'm looking around like, gee, you ran into that one, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? That's kind of legit. Yeah. You hit a girl. You don't let her know. I would imagine a guy your size when you sparred guys.
I'm not whispering there. That's right, bitch. Stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your fucking lane.
Don't headhunt.
Women matter too. That's right. Women go protest somewhere else.
Dude, you're a feminist. Bitch. You were giving her what you give the guys.
Protest somewhere else, bitch. Not up in here. Not up in here. Don't ever bring that shit into my gym again. Ever. Take your tits and go to another gym. Take your Lululemon loving bitch ass self. Go to another gym. We just lost every female listener. listener.
Every female listener. Well, he hit her with a liver shot.
There's a nasty purple belt at Crohn's class. There's a girl. She's like half my size. I always avoid her. Because I'm like, dude, if she chokes me out, I know she's going to choke me. Like,
you let your guard down a little because you don't want to be like a guy dominating a girl. I know, yeah. Like when Michelle Watterson used to train with us, I like shoot in dime piece. You know, shout out to Michelle. She's married now, kid, gorgeous. She'd wear these spandex, you know, and you'd like, man, I don't want to roll with her right now. I'm not trying to get this raging boner going. You know, it's just like, she's like, you good? I'm like, I'm going to sit this round.
Yeah. Henso had some beautiful women that would come in. Sometimes he'd have some beautiful, well, they looked like powerful men, but like he would have some of these gorgeous women in there, and they'd just be like Brazilian, or they'd be like these American girls who were kind of there to roll, but also kind of there to meet a guy. And you'd be like, and you know me, the El Perverto over here, I'd be like, if you need a guy who's going to roll gently, I'd be happy to roll
north-south, girl.
Yeah.
North-south. Where I start. Yeah. Oh, what's this? I'm going to turtle your back. I'm on your back now. Get out.
Guess I'll try to pass your guard, or will I?
Or will I?
I'll just apply pressure.
You ever had the collar dick choke? Ever done the collar dick choke? Oh. Collar, insert dick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what? That's too much. Wes, what's up, brother? I'm glad you're finally on, man. We wanted to get you on for a while.
I'm really glad to be a part
You're one of the busiest guys in the business, too. Like, you were in it, and I don't know, you don't have to give the name of the movie. I don't know if you can talk about it. Homeboy was like, and he didn't tell me shit. Because we
never stops
working.
We
work out all the time together, and he'll go missing for 6 weeks. Yeah. He comes back, I'm like, the fuck, man? He's like, dude, I was special on 50 Cent, and we're doing this. Oh, all right.
How was that movie, and what is Sly like?
Sly's great, man. I was a...
Don't call him Sly, though, okay, guys?
Oh, is that...
No, that's his name. That's what he's known.
Yeah, that's
really?
What, yeah,
Sly's
goes by Sly. Yeah.
I call him the Stone, but...
Sly. Everybody calls him Sly.
Really?
Yeah. You're welcome to the club.
You know...
Sit this one out, though. Go ahead.
You have never worked with Sylvester Stallone. Hey, look at
You're
me.
good friends, though.
You never worked with Sylvester Stallone. Now, what were you saying?
You know, at first I was a little worried because when I first met him, and he came and said, "Hey, Sly, Wes Sly," and he shook my hand, he looked at me, and had this just disappointed look. It was the first time we met and everything, and he kind of looked, you know, like he was disappointed. I don't know.
Was he your hero too?
Oh my God!
We're close to the same age. Like Sylvester Stallone was the man.
Dude, I love the first Rocky, the first Rambo was my
First Blood
jam. First Blood,
Cobra.
There's nothing better than that.
Lockup.
You remember Lockup?
Nighthawks. You remember
Nighthawks with Rutger Hauer?
Wow,
yeah, just doing it,
dude. I'm glad you guys know that this is my generation. He did some shit.
So hero to you, you get the gig.
I get the
gig. This is the first time meeting him.
First time meeting him. I'm so the first 2 weeks, you know, is mainly. Me and Sly working together, so I'm so excited. You know, you go over conversations in your head of how it's going to go, and so I met him, and then I was like, motherfucker, and I was like, and I was like, Rocky thinks I'm a pussy. Like I kind of had that feeling, you know.
Yeah. Was he kind of cold blooded or what?
He was kind of cold. He was kind of like he just kind of seemed disappointed, but later I found out.
Disappointed.
Yeah,
that's worse.
And then the guy I'm playing was like, you know, he's meticulously dressed and everything, so I don't know, you know, kind of what threw him off. But as we started working, and he found out I was in the military, he does a lot of stuff for the military and everything, and so that kind of connected us. And then he was the greatest.
Really?
And then he kind of opened up. And I think in the beginning, it didn't have anything to do with me. You know, we always make it about. I think he had a lot on his mind because, you know, he had a tremendous workload in this, and he pretty much he choreographed our whole fight, like when we went into the thing, and so. Wow. He had a lot on his mind. I think he was just thinking about other things, and I was like, "Damn it, Rocky doesn't like me, man."
Yeah.
And then, as soon as we started working together, he really opened up. And what was great about him, and I think you guys should have him on the show. He's a big fight fan, and
we'd love to get Storm.
Yeah, you guys have to get him because
we'll get the Sly on.
He's funny as shit, but. What's great about him is he's open about talking about his movies, talking about his past.
Oh, wow.
Whereas some of the people that I've looked up to that I got to work before, and I'm like, hey, man, let's start trying to talk about other films, and they don't want to, they don't have to. But he's open. He'll take time. And so I went through the whole filmography in between takes, man. As soon as he let me
Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Remember that time in Over the Top when you did this? And we're like, ugh. He's like, yeah. You're like,
and awesome. Over the Top, he called his son, I think. Come on, son.
Yeah.
He was like really weird. Son, I love you, son. Like,
that is weird. Yeah, man. What makes him so special, Wes? Like, he's such a force of nature.
You know what?
Do you know how old he is? You guys know how old
70,
he is?
I think.
You ever seen his body? Have you seen his pictures?
Dude,
He's highly intelligent, man. There's no
he's
question.
super intelligent.
It's his work ethic, I
and,
assume.
Dude, it's his work ethic. And one thing that that really struck me from him is because he is 70, but the age disappears because he's built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks good for a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, he's jacked.
He's a walking advertisement for testosterone and human growth hormones.
Is that
it?
He's doing it right.
Well, I don't know.
Look at me. What did you just ask me?
Maybe.
It's not
He has
a
a
big
full
deal.
set of hair, gorgeous wife.
Yeah.
Never stops working. Never stops working.
He's awesome.
Kids are dying.
He's the American dream.
Yeah.
But you and I were talking about this when we were working out. I was like, man, you see Sylvester Stallone. It's not an accident. It's not like you're like, whoops, just going to keep being successful.
Yeah. Right.
You were saying just his work ethic,
Well, that's
his workout.
and
His daughters are also really well adjusted and cool people.
Right.
From what I've read and what I've seen,
And he's a guy's guy, you know. I mean, he has that kind of sense of humor. But I'm sure you've had this experience where you get to work with somebody that you really looked up to, and you realize that at this point they're just kind of phone it in. They don't really pay attention to what's going on. They don't care anymore.
Yes.
That is not Stallone. And so what really struck me with working with him was how present and aware and hardworking and paid attention. He was deep into the script. He was deep. He cared about every aspect. He cared deeply about. He did when we did our fight stuff. He did everything himself.
You're talking about when you had to choreograph the
when we fought.
Really?
Yeah, he did everything himself. And so I saw this like, man, this guy is another level of concentration, intelligence, and work ethic.
His movie fighting, I assume he has to be one of the best in the business because, and Bryan taught me this when we were shooting our TV show, The Fighting Kid 3D. When we would fake fight, we had a fake fight scene. I didn't. I'm not used to.
He was the worst.
I'm high and tight. I'm high and tight. Son.
Yeah.
I get. I've been boxing too long.
Right.
And Bryan's like, dude, it looks terrible. Like you look terrible.
That's what they
I'm
said
like,
to me.
why? He's like, you're covering your face with your hands. When you punch, it's too too good. You have to open up.
Yeah.
Did you have the same problem?
I had the exact same problem. And that's and I learned he's actually a very patient, a great teacher in terms of movie fighting. And I remember doing the scene. I'm like, this is Rocky, and I it's like I've been training in boxing. I'm going to show him, good form, and I was tight and moving right. And he immediately first he changed the fight choreography, and he said, let's do this, let's do that. Where's the camera at? Just kind of like really figured out how to do it. But then he said to me, he's like, it's not tight. Movies, he's like, you come back here to where you're touching the floor and you swing it across. And when I first did it, it felt really alien to me. It was like a whole different thing. And let it hang. And let it hang. And then, telegraph the punches in the stomach. And then we went and watched playback on the monitor, and I was like, holy shit.
It looks sweet.
Like, he completely trained me how to do that movie type fighting. And there's no...
Completely different animal, right?
Completely different animal. And the thing is, like, when people talk about Stallone, like, the reason Rocky's Rocky is because of Stallone. If you think about boxing movies since then,
he wrote that movie.
Yeah, he wrote that.
I remember
movie.
that. First of all, he not only did he write the movie, they offered him money for the script, and Robert De Niro was going to play that role.
What?
Yes. And he said no. I know. He said no, and he said, I'm going to star in this myself. And John Avildsen at the time, who was the director of Rocky, was a young new director too.
Damn.
And they just went,
What a game-changing movie.
Yeah.
All of them are good.
That's one of the greatest
not a bad
movies
Rocky.
ever.
Even the new ones.
Rocky, the movie Rocky in 1975, I think it was 75, was responsible for a lot of people say was responsible for the workout fad, for the exercise phenomenon that took America. People started running, drinking eggs.
That's crazy.
I mean, all kinds of shit.
That movie is such a big deal. And think about all the great boxers to ever be born and raised in Philadelphia. Sylvester Stallone has a statue.
He's got the statue.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone has the only statue.
Well, that's like Bill
bitch.
Burr. Bill Burr, when he was getting booed in Philadelphia for him, he was like, "You racist fucks, you racist motherfuckers."
Why were they booing?
You got Joe Frazier, one of the great boxers, and you got a statue to a guy who's not even a real boxer. Fuck you, racist motherfuckers. I hope you get carjacked by a bunch of black guys on your way after the show, you fuckers. I hope they come in your face.
Why were they booing him? No, why were they booing him?
They were just in the mood to boo everybody. I think it was an Opie and Anthony show, and they were in the mood to boo everybody that came up. Bill Burr goes, I ironed my shirt for this shit, you fucking assholes. It was the beginning of Bill Burr's ascension. Nobody knew Bill. And when he did that, we were all watching that on YouTube. You can bring it up. It's bad quality, but it's so funny.
Can you bring that up, Jim?
Stallone sparred Joe Frazier for real. Like they
Back in the day?
Back in the day.
When
So
you
he
say
was-
for real, Frazier walked around with him, moved around with him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
he broke his eye in. Broke his
really?
eye. Yeah, I mean,
Jesus
he had to go to
Frazier
the
did?
hospital. 8 stitches. Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
they were doing Rocky 3, and Stallone wanted
There you
to. He wanted their.
It's
and-
so
Keep,
funny.
keep going.
And
Wes?
so they were
We
about
gotta
getting
do-
ready to do Rocky 3, and Sly wanted to up the, like, nobody had a real fighter at that time, and it was his idea. He's like, look, I want to bring the realism of Rocky to another level, and maybe we get. So Frazier came out and met, and he was going to play Clubber Lang.
Oh yeah.
The
Said,
Mr. T
Mr.
thing. And he said, let's get in the ring and move around a little bit and a couple rounds, and we'll video and we'll see how it looks and if it's a good chemistry. So they started moving around. He's like, dude, Frazier doesn't know how to.
No.
You know, I mean, he's like he said he was like,
Frazier?
yeah,
You guys ever seen that guy?
Joe
Especially back then.
Frazier. And
He beat
One of the
everyone up
great-
in this
one of the
room.
greats of all time.
and everybody that fights Joe Frazier is never the same after.
Ever.
Yeah.
And
Ever.
Rocky gets in the ring with him, and dude, he said that he got hit with a left hook. It split his eye wide open. There's a picture of it. He has it on
Jesus
Instagram.
Christ, man.
8 stitches all the way down his
Wow.
eye. Yeah. And he said, you know what? Let's bring Mr. T
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah, you know, let's get Clubber- you know how he found
Piece
Mr.
of trivia.
T? You know how he found Mr. T? Mr.
Yes,
T
he
was a
won the best-
bouncer.
he won toughest bouncer.
Yeah, he was a
contest, yeah.
bouncer, and he was at the front door just
Yep.
bouncing.
Well, he won. No, he actually won a big competition.
Yeah, but he was a bouncer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now-
really?
now
Is that
he-
what made Mr. T?
Yeah,
Yeah, he had no acting experience,
No,
anything.
no.
He won a
Really?
bouncer, like
Yep.
toughest bouncer in
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah,
New
and
York.
like and they had this big
I think
toughest
it's New
bouncer,
York.
the toughest bouncer.
Yeah,
guy.
and he won that.
Here's
And they were
a
like, oh,
here's
yeah.
a trivia question: what boxer in Rocky, in the first Rocky, was Sylvester Stallone's sparring partner?
Frank Stallone.
No, he's a boxer, a real
Oh.
boxer. Who did they have in the ring in Rocky?
Rocky?
Yeah,
No, I'm saying Rocky.
yeah, in Rocky.
Marciano?
In Rocky. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Boom Boom
nope,
Mancini?
Nope, not Mancini. It's pretty wild. So there's a scene where Rocky is sparring with
It's a black guy.
nope.
Fuck.
Roberto Duran.
Oh,
you've told me
really?
that before.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I watched it. I was like, that guy, the guy, he kept touching his belt. You know, he touched his
Yeah.
belt and come back out, touch his belt. And I was like, that's fucking Roberto Duran. It was really
You know,
cool.
his brother's in the movie fighting. He's sparring his brother in the movie too.
Yeah. Let's see.
Let
Let's
me
watch
see
a little
Bill
bit of
Burr roast Philadelphia.
And then I want to watch. Yeah.
But you don't stop talking, do you? Like, fuck it, I'll just cook this side for a while, just...
Bill Burr. is
This guy's
monster.
funny as shit.
I think he's the best in
You
the
know
world
what's
right
funny?
now.
I'm cooking my brain talking about nothing. I'm just walking around like, yeah, I just got a cheeseburger. Oh, fuck all you people. You know what, you fucking losers? I hope you all fucking die, and I hope the fucking Eagles never win the Super Bowl. Go fuck yourselves. Fuck all you motherfuckers, and fuck the Flyers. Fuck all of you.
Fuck the Flyers.
Fucking goddamn fucking losers. Boo and Dom Herrera, suck a dick. All of you. Suck a fucking dick. How's that?
Boo and Dom
I'm
Herrera.
segueing into my next joke. You can all lick my fucking red nuts. All of you. You can line up in your Harold Carmichael fucking jerseys, and one at a time, you can all suck my dick. City
He
of
wins it,
brotherly
watch.
love, you bunch of fucking cocks. Fucking goddamn losers. 52 fucking hours into a show.
Goddamn
What the
losers.
fuck am I gonna do at this point? You people on a goddamn acid. Fucking be up here talking about Hitler. That ain't gonna work. What do you want me to talk about? Go ahead. Throw out some topics. Let's talk about heart disease. Something you're all gonna fucking die of. It's gonna be great. You're all gonna get fucking cancer, which is fantastic because all your fucking heads are shaved anyways. No one's even gonna notice. You're gonna get fired for coming to work too late because they're not gonna notice that you have fucking bone marrow cancer. The only thing's gonna give it away is me laughing at you in the fucking background. You fucking bunch of losers with your fucking cell phone pictures. Fucking suck a dick. Fucking assholes. 11 more minutes of this.
He did every once.
He does 11 minutes.
He's like, I'm doing all my time.
Focus is to fucking drive off the side of that faggot ass Ben Franklin bridge. You fucking one bridge having piece of shit city that no one gives a fuck about. The terrorists will never bomb you people because you're fucking worthless and no one cares about you. You are this high above night, you lick it, you get it on your tongue, and some other horrific shit happens that involves cancer. So all of you, 11 minutes left. 11 minutes. I hope somebody takes a fucking beer stein and just slaps you on the back of your zit-infested fucking shoulders and your awful man-tit tank tops. I hope that happens to you. I hope the class fucking...
We don't have to play all 12
It
minutes.
shows
That's
my-
fucking legendary, though.
Dude.
It's
watch
so
it all
funny.
day. I can watch
it's
it all
so
day.
funny.
I wanted you to hear the part where he got a statue to a boxer. He's not even a real boxer. You got Joe Frazier, you racist fucks. You won't put a statue up for a black guy, but a guy who pretends to be a boxer in a movie, you fucking losers.
God, so brilliant. On the spot, too.
He just
Yeah,
went.
the roasting.
Don't piss Burr off.
What provoked that? What sparked that?
They were booing Dom Herrera.
The legend.
They booed Dom Herrera's from Philly. They were just in a mood to be shitheads. Philly is an aggressive
Philly booed
town.
Santa
And if they're
at
drinking,
an Eagles game,
yeah,
and
if they're
threw snowballs at him.
Yep. If they're drinking, they're not in the mood to fuck. They'll punch you in the face.
We've had
Philly's
some wild.
aggressive.
Our first time,
Oh, yeah.
not this last time.
He
at
said, he goes, I
Trocadero.
want to get out of here. I was like, I know, it's
Well,
aggressive.
the reason I didn't say well, we did a too long of a show and they were boozing. They were drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And we do fan questions. And
It became a riot. You could feel a riot.
Suck his dick. I'm like, all right, brother, you got a question? Fuck you. All right. You? How's Rhonda's pussy taste?
Yeah.
All right, bro. Is that a question?
You can hear it start to rumble, and he starts getting mad. And I was like, all right, let's just get out of
Yeah,
here.
Bryan plays that, and then then I hear you fucking Jew. I'm like, I'm not even Jewish. What are you talking
fucking
about?
Jew. Yeah, that's when we were like, oh, yeah, they're turning anti-Semitic. Let's
Yeah, I
get
was
the
like,
fuck
we'll
out of here.
stop there.
You
Thanks, Philly.
you
We're out.
fucking
And they all go,
Jew.
yeah.
Yeah, like, what the
They're
fuck?
great though.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Well,
weird.
back to this Sylvester Stallone shit though. There's a bunch of big names in that movie, right? Can you
Yeah.
say the movie?
Yeah, it's called Hades Escape Plan.
Because there was an escape
Trivia
plan before,
question,
right?
What's Hades?
There was an escape plan before.
The underworld in Greek mythology.
Thank you.
Is there a escape plan movie before?
Yes, there was.
That was with Arnold and Sylvester Stallone.
And Arnold and
I've
Sylvester
seen that.
Stallone.
That
Yeah.
was really
Wasn't
good.
it Breakout or Break?
Escape Plan.
Escape plan.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the sequel to that.
This is the sequel, yeah.
And who else is in this one?
Dave Bautista's in it.
Batista's killing it, man.
Yeah, he's crushing
Who is that?
it.
Who's Dave?
Dave Bautista, he's the WWE guy. I
Yeah.
think the big WWE guy.
Okay.
He's in Guardian of the Galaxies. He's
Right,
the
right,
is he
right.
blue or red in that?
He's like, I know.
He's the
yeah.
red guy.
The red guy.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
I think Batista.
He's like The Rock, but he's like The Rock if The Rock got hit in the face a million times with a shovel and lost his good looks. You know, it's just like he's like if they're booking a movie, they're like, can Rock do it? Like, no, like call Batista.
But you know the thing.
how that
The
goes.
thing about Batista and Stallone in this movie in general is like I've worked with people that make a living off being tough guys, but fake like movie tough guys. Like Stallone is legit tough.
Mm-hmm.
He does everything, and so is Batista. I think Batista's guy's brown belt.
Well, why do you think that Stallone? One of the things I think part of his secret to his success is he stayed in his lane.
Yeah.
Like in a way, like in other words, he seems to only do action movies and has always had an appetite for action movies, and he's never wanted to do the other things that older men end up doing. Right?
Right,
Playing
right. Look
at Robert
grandfathers,
De
dads.
Niro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like he never does that. He doesn't, and he could.
Yeah, Robert De Niro. Someone has him mic'd up in a New York restaurant, and he only dates black women. Shout
Right.
out to Robert De Niro for
Right.
loving the black ladies.
Yep.
Right.
And they're drinking something, and they get in an argument. He goes, "I would have to make these shitty fucking movies I'm doing now if you didn't spend all my goddamn money. I would have to play a grandpa every goddamn month."
It's true, dude. He doesn't. Yeah, he
But
spends.
he actually talked about that because did you see Copland?
I loved Copland.
He was so good
Yeah.
in Copland. It was such a great movie. And I said, did you ever think about moving more dramatic when you're doing that? And he says, no. He says, I felt early on that I wanted to be a specialist in something. I wanted to be something that nobody could be better at me.
Damn.
Yeah.
And so I focused on an action career. And what's interesting is you think about it, think of the drawing power that Stallone has for
Yeah.
being a specialist. Like
Everything.
Like a lot of those guys that were legends, they can't get movies made now.
Yeah.
Ask Steven
actor
Seagal to
legends.
be in a movie.
Yeah, I'm talking about dramatic actors.
Oh, yeah.
These that have Oscars and everything.
That's right.
They have a hard time getting movies made.
Well,
but
because
Stallone's
It's all about
play-
action movies.
You got to
Yeah.
play to your age. You got to play. It's
Yeah.
hard. Jeff Bridges has done a good job, but for the most part, you're right. It's not
But
easy.
he did he did Copland, which was an incredible movie.
Hell
and
yeah.
he held his own with Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro.
He's been doing it for so long, too.
Right.
Yeah.
But he also, like, his movies, think about it now, action movies are still they've always been the biggest movies. Always. They're always the biggest money makers.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. But even if his, Expendables 19 here does decent, but then in China and overseas, he fucking kills it, man.
Yeah.
Kills it.
Yeah.
At 70. I just like anybody who rages against the sort of the night,
Yeah.
Well,
Anybody
you could have said the machine there.
No, that's an expression.
That's a band,
that's an expression. That's a Shakespeare expression. But raging against the night isn't raging against like the fact that you're going to die someday. Like he will not. He's as hungry at 70 years old.
Yeah.
Hungry at 70 years old. And I'm sorry, but you can see it on his body. Yeah. You can say whatever you want about him taking stuff, but that's from work. That's
Bring up a picture of Stallone,
always
his body,
exercising and always staying like in shape.
But the thing
that level of discipline.
The thing what's different though, Wes and B, is that like for some older guys, like, dude, give it up, man. With him, I don't feel like that. I'm like, dude, you're killing it.
Yeah, I still believe you
going.
kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Look,
dude.
I mean,
look at him right here.
He's got tats.
That's recent.
That's recent. That's what he's like.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
And he's extremely disciplined.
Yeah, and that, I mean, look.
He's 70.
70.
Is that a fake? Those are fake tattoos?
No, those are real. He got those.
Huh. I mean, you got to love a guy who's not giving up on
He
his
looks
family.
better than Arnold.
He trains at, Arnold went politics. He does look better than Arnold. He trains at Jay Glazer's gym.
Oh, Unbreakable?
Yeah, Unbreakable. Trains over there.
Look at that fucking
Damn,
dude.
he is jacked.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Everything you see in this movie, he did it. The movie that's...
Look at him when he was younger. Look at that. You got that picture right there.
Yeah, it's not like
right there,
to a lot of people. It's like give
Look
it.
at him.
It's
How
like
awesome
let
is
it
that?
go, man. But with him, I'm like keep fucking doing it.
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
Like there's a lot of guys I see. I'm like, come on, man.
Look
Like
at him.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey, yeah. Well, Mickey Rourke's a little bit different because he really tore his face up too. He got cheek implants. He got fake lips. He's a product of real abuse. He was really abused by his father.
You're so talented.
And he
his
boxed for
stepfather,
many
actually.
years, legitimately.
Yeah, but he was also he's very self-destructive. I love Mickey
He had a
Rourke.
recent fight. I saw him. Someone tagged me on his Instagram post. He's that wild card. He's hitting the double end bag and he's holding his chihuahua in his other hand.
Is he really?
He's awesome. Mickey Rourke was my favorite actor.
Me too. I think... Did you ever see Barfly?
Did I see Barfly? I've seen everything he's ever
The
done.
Bukowski.
Dude. But
Dude.
look at what he did to his face,
He was great in Iron Man.
Look at him there.
Dude, he had a fight. He had a fight recently. Remember? Oh, look at that wig.
I think he's one of the most naturally gifted actors.
Well,
most people say ever, right? Like he's top.
For me as an actor, I think he broke my heart every time,
Every time.
I mean, look what
He
he's
broke
done.
my heart in Iron Man 3.
Like, that was when he was just so beautiful. Now he's just destroyed himself.
Well, now he looks, and I appreciate him. I respect him. He looks like a monster.
Yeah.
He looks like a straight up monster.
Yeah. He just keeps. That's self-hatred. He's always
Self-deprecation.
wrestled.
Like
he's wrestled with terrible.
Women deal with it all
demons.
the time too, though. It's like you start touching your face, the next thing you know, it's like, whoa, what the fuck happened?
It's kind of sad because you look at that and you're like, he'll never look like the Mickey Rourke that we know. We all know.
Well,
like my son's gonna grow up and look at him like, holy fuck, he's
Right.
a crazy man.
Well, he's doing. It's that weird thing where he's trying to stop from dying or kind of stop from being old.
It's more
You
with
can't
him
hold
though.
on
Look
to
at the
your-
way he dresses.
Yeah.
Like he wears tights and fucking scarves in the middle. Like look at
but
those.
he's still in everything he's good in everything. He's magnetic.
The wrestler?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my
he was so
God.
good at
I mean,
that.
dude, Angel
The
Heart
wrestler will
goes on
break
and on.
you
I get
apart.
sad when I see these pictures.
Yeah.
'Cause he was my favorite.
Right.
He's your favorite?
He broke my heart. Like Mickey, so Johnny Depp has never broken my heart. Like I've seen him in movies, and he's really cool and good, but he doesn't
You
break
haven't
my
seen
heart.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Though.
Yeah, he's great, but he doesn't break my heart. And I think that's one of the reasons his movies don't make money, and that's one of the reasons, in fact, his
Pirates of the
movies.
Caribbean?
That's the only movie, but for the most part, Johnny Depp, Forbes magazine said the guy who will give you the least amount of return on your money is Johnny Depp of all the movie stars. And it was really interesting because I think you'd get $2 out of every 100 you spend. And
Tim Burton stuff.
yeah,
he
he
did was
made
good, too,
money
though.
there, but for the most part, all the movies in between never made money. And I think it's because he didn't, as cool as he is, he forgot to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And Mickey Rourke was so vulnerable, dude. And as men, we would go when you're a young man and you
relate
see a
to
dude
that.
as that macho. Yeah, you go, I guess it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
I feel that way. Did you see fucking? Sorry to change the subject, but on the same topic, sort of. Did you see Jimmy Kimmel talk about Don Rickles and then his son?
No, do you see his son?
Yeah,
his son
and Don Rickles too. I started crying, dude.
Do you hear Howard Stern talk about it?
No.
So I listen to Howard Stern every morning, and Howard was saying that he's very close with Jimmy Kimmel, and he said he sent all his closest family and friends an email. It was like, William's been born. Don't worry, all good. 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Everything's great. We'll send pictures when we can. And he says 3 hours later, he goes, sorry to bring the bad news. I spoke too soon. There's a heart condition. He has to go in for open heart surgery. Please pray for William.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
So the little baby had some sort of heart defect. So they had to do open heart surgery. Imagine the level that the technology's out where they can go in a baby's heart, which is the size of a fucking almond, fix it, sew them back up.
Thank God for Western medicine.
And then Jimmy posts a picture of him holding them now, and it's a brilliant picture, but it's heartbreaking. Man.
He broke my heart.
I'll ask you guys, one of the hardest things I think about having kids is the amount of how vulnerable you feel. Oof. Like it magnifying it by 10 times. I can't even, when I hear stories like that, I can barely hear stories about with other kids or something bad happened to kids.
When Justin Wren posted
I can't watch
that
any
thing,
of that stuff.
Oh my God.
Justin Wren posted a firefighter on his back. This terrified child after a violent car accident was in the stretcher and terrified. And the firefighter was lying down and showing happy feet on his phone to this little kid. And he was all sweaty from saving you. And I started crying. Kids I can't take.
Kid stuff I can't watch, man.
But speaking of Mickey Rourke, can you, I think it's the Crossing Guard. There's Mickey Rourke scene, the Mickey Rourke scene in the Crossing Guard.
I don't think he's in the Crossing Guard, was he? That was a Sean Penn movie?
Yeah, Sean Penn directed it. So he's in there for 2 minutes, steals the movie.
Yeah, he's...
Now, I mean, we don't have to do this exercise now, but I want to show you something. You watch this scene, and I'm pretty sure it's the Crossing Guard. He's in there for 2 minutes. Sean Penn directed. It was back when he was down and out, couldn't get a job.
Love the movie.
Sean Penn got him a job. He's in there, steals the movie. It's one of the most powerful scenes. It's that one, top one. The Pledge. It's the Pledge. Okay. And you go back, watch this scene, man. This is Mickey Rourke right here at his greatest.
Turn this up.
Now, he couldn't get a job at this point. And Sean Penn...
Why couldn't he get a gig?
He was back during his wild years and like drugs and everything. So Sean Penn gave him he has one scene in this.
James Olstad.
I love me some Jack Nicholson. Too.
And most actors would have a job like this.
Jerry
You
Black.
wouldn't even
I'm a
notice
police
it.
detective. Just like to talk to you about your daughter.
What daughter?
You did have a daughter that went missing 3 years ago, didn't you?
Did you come here to tell me that something happened to her?
No, sir.
Did you find her dead or something?
No, sir. We're still trying to find her. Anything you might tell me about her? Could you describe her?
Well, she must be... She must be different now. She was so pretty.
Those parakeets in the back of me nuts.
I miss her so much. We just used to hold each other. I was supposed to take care of her. She was my little girl, you know. I just...
Damn, that motherfucker can act.
Yes, he can act.
Now look, here's something interesting, and you have to do it now. But I want you
pause it, Chin.
on your
Our
own
listeners
time.
like this right now.
Well, no, hold on. So we got. I want to show you this one part because it's going to come back. So,
well, there's only 9 seconds left.
Yeah, let's watch the rest of it, and then I'm going to tell you something.
Where's my baby?
Okay, well they cut it out of the scene, but if you watch the movie, he looks at his hands and he says, I just want to hold her. I just want to. So Sean Penn directed this movie. Interesting fact. Go back and watch Mystic River. There's a scene with Sean Penn who's talking about his daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
He
That's a
does
great
the
movie.
same.
Yep.
He looks at his hands and he goes, I just want to hold her. You know when he says he fucking
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I mean, look, actors do it all the time.
He loved it. Listen,
But-
Sean Penn looked
yeah.
up to Mickey Rourke. Don't kid
Yeah,
yourself.
right.
Don't kid yourself.
Actors do it all the time. But if you YouTube this and watch this, and then you go to Mystic River and you watch, honestly,
it doesn't surprise me.
Example.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what doesn't surprise me. So they always say that De Niro looked up to Robert Duvall.
Right.
But when I watched Sean Penn grew up in L.A.
Right.
But I happen to know that Sean Penn, when I would watch, because my favorite actors, of course, my generation, I loved Sean Penn. But Sean Penn was too close to my age. Robert De Niro and especially Mickey Rourke, they kind of took everybody by storm. If you listen to Sean Penn became New York. Sean Penn sounds a lot of times like he's
I thought
from
he was
New
from New
York.
York.
Of course he's not.
He's from
No,
LA?
he's
from
from
LA,
Malibu,
born and raised
dude.
in Malibu. He's
I like him
brilliant.
even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sean Penn's
An original.
That was the template for what masculinity was for Sean Penn. His dad was a great writer, I believe. Leo
Yeah,
Penn.
yeah,
His
TV director,
yeah,
good
yeah,
writer.
director.
I heard
But-
Sean
but-
Penn likes the old Devil's Liquid.
Oh, he's got his demons.
Oh, yeah.
Sean
I heard
Penn's
he
got
is.
his
I heard he
demons.
likes the
You might want to
old-
bring up Sean Penn now.
He
I
likes
don't
the
know.
old Grandpa's cough medicine.
Sean Penn's only about 5 years old, and he might want to take a look
But
at him.
you know-
but
I was at a
you
party,
can
he
see
had a
you can see
cane.
what an influence those guys. Everybody has
Yeah.
their heroes. Everybody has their heroes. Your heroes had people they were emulating. It's how we do things. We download shit.
I love me some Sean Penn.
But Penn, he kind of went through, he kind of had that street New Yorker kind of grit to him.
Sure.
You're like, dude, you're from Malibu. He
He's
grew up
from
with
there.
Rob Lowe.
And he hated
and
being
Emilio
from
Estevez.
Malibu. He wanted to be
Rob
Yeah.
Lowe.
He grew up with
I love me some Rob Lowe. He's making a comeback. That motherfucker's hilarious.
He's funny as
He's
shit.
he's
hilarious.
discovered his humor.
Yeah, he's
very
hilarious.
funny.
Whereas Sean Penn didn't, actually. As great as he is, I wish Sean
Not
Penn
funny.
would embrace the funny.
I wish you would kind of be a little bit self-deprecating at times.
He takes
you know?
things
He
very
goes too
seriously.
big.
Takes himself
Well,
very
think about it. His last big thing was the Rolling Stones article with El Chapo.
Oh, yeah.
He took some heat for that.
Oh,
shit.
El Chapo got busted because of that.
Yeah, that's literally
Yeah.
El Chapo's trying to fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
And then also was a big fan of Sean Penn and then all that stuff. That's how you got caught.
Madonna
Right.
said that was her true love. Sean
Yeah,
Penn?
she said that, yeah.
Dude, I was listening to Brad Pitt. You know, he got a divorce from Angelina Jolie, and he's like, it's rare celebrities talk about shit like this. He was like, "Yeah, man, I spent too much time boozing. Like I could drink a Russian under the table with vodka.
Wow.
He goes, I drank so much.
Smokes a lot, too.
He said that?
He's just like, I fucked up. Like,
So they divorced?
yeah.
Oh, is
they
that why,
divorced.
though? He's blaming his own drinking.
Mhm. He was like, it was a huge drinking problem. And he goes, once we got separated, I slept on my, I don't know if I believe this because he's rich as fuck. He said he slept on his best friend's floor for 6 weeks. He couldn't function.
Yeah, but his best friend is probably the king of Thailand. He
I
probably
was gonna
slept in
say,
like
it's all
a
Yeah, the Sultan.
It's
The
all
Sultan. The Sultan.
It's all
Brunei.
memory foam. And I have to sleep on the floor.
He didn't mention
What's
that
it made of?
Girls,
Who cares?
naked chicks.
The Sultan Brunei.
The Sultan Brunei has a
Tits.
floor made of naked tens. Naked tens.
I slept on tits and ass, but it was still a floor,
A
man.
sea of tits and ass. It was really
I thought it was
hard.
interesting, though, for him to come out and be like, yeah, it's all me, man. Nothing on her. I fucked up. I'm addicted to alcohol, man. I just drank myself under
Damn.
the table.
Poor guy.
He used to like the marijuana a little bit.
Yeah,
He still does.
Yeah, he likes his cigarettes, likes his marijuana. What I'm always amazed at is when I've spent a little bit of time. Whenever you meet some big people or you see them in a group, I'm amazed at how hard they booze and drink and booze and smoke. Like,
Yes.
I'm always like, damn, everybody here smokes and drinks a shit.
You know what I'm always
and drugs.
I'm always when I meet a pro fighter or like around a pro, like Tyron Woodley had a thing in this when they eat bad. And
You're surprised when they eat bad?
Yeah, I'm super surprised when they eat bad. I mean, he went to the dessert table twice at lunch and coming. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
He's not in camp, though.
Still looks like a Greek guy. Yeah, it was before he was in camp. And I
Yeah.
said, and he goes, dude, when I'm not training, I take a mental and physical break.
Good for him.
But
He's a
his
freak,
body's
too,
like
man.
a Greek guy.
Oh,
you know?
man.
And it's
Best
like
body in UFC.
Oh,
hands
man.
down.
I would agree with that.
Best body, hands down.
But whenever I always imagine them being super disciplined in their diet and the way they train all the time.
Well, Woodley's been a wrestler forever, so he's had to worry about sucking weight since probably 7. You know,
Right.
But you're gonna eat
Yeah.
like normal people. It doesn't
Right.
matter whether he's been a wrestler his whole life. You're gonna eat, like a normal person.
like when
That's
you're
cake.
not in camp.
Especially when you're not
So
in camp.
when you
Of
were
course.
in camp, did you eat
Well, I was a heavyweight, but even to me, it's like if I cheated when I was in camp, I felt like it would affect my fight, so I was super strict.
Even when you're not,
even to a downfall where my coach in Denver, Lauren Landau, was like, "Dude, you have got to start eating. Like, I need calories."
Yeah.
So he'd bring me pizzas. Like, you have to get calories.
Right.
He'd bring me whatever I would eat.
Right.
I was like chicken, broccoli,
right.
fish. He's like, "What? You're a heavyweight man.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how you look. We need calories."
Right.
So I'd eat pizza. He'd bring me pizzas, but if he wasn't around, I'd eat super strict.
Right.
Wow.
Super,
I always
super
wondered
strict.
too about drinking. I know you don't drink. You don't really drink either. I always wondered about drinking too.
What do you mean?
Like fighters that drink, like how do they do it when they don't do it? You know?
I mean, ask John Jones.
Drink
Drink a fifth of vodka, come beat everybody.
Did you ever notice that when you were training? Did you ever notice that any like a food that you would eat or like drinking, was there anything that would affect your performance the next day? Or
I didn't drink.
right.
No.
You always ate really well.
No, yeah. I don't drink. You know that'd be.
That'd be the hardest thing.
But I was jealous of guys in football or in fighting who could drink and then come the next day and still perform well.
Right.
And mentally they didn't give a fuck. Or
right.
They'd have 3 hours of sleep and like, what's up, man? Just do work. I was never that guy.
Did you see the 30 for 30 on the Chicago Bulls, the 85 Bears?
No.
Talking about Jim McMahon.
Oh man,
Have you seen the picture of him? You see the picture, people?
Yeah.
Someone, I think it might have been Barstool Sports, and went, "This is how I want my quarterback." And it's Jim McMahon, first day of walking into Chicago Bears training camp, and he has a huge cooler, and there's Bud Light on the top, and he has a backwards hat on. He's literally going to check in for the first day of training camp. And Jim McMahon put, "Just headed to training camp," and it's just like all this beer, like it's back in the day. Was it crazy on there?
During the season, non-stop
just drank all the
partying.
time.
Just
Some guys are like
He's got bad CTE. I wonder if alcohol has something to do with it.
No. Him getting hit, I wouldn't blame it on alcohol.
Yeah.
He's just a partier. I'm jealous of those guys though that could
Yeah.
do that and still perform. Like
Yeah.
there's actors like that. There's comedians like that. Like I know comedians who get high as fuck and then go on stage. Like God, I can never do that.
I couldn't do it.
I cannot do that.
There's athletes who can stay up all night and the next morning just.
I think alcohol and weed and things affect people differently depending on your body chemistry. It's just like medicine. Some medicines, work with some people, some don't at all.
Have you always not drank?
I don't have the constitution for it. So blow, weed, any of that stuff. For real, like I can't. I'm the only guy that can do 3 lines and stop. You know how people can't do it? They'll have to do all the cocaine.
Yeah.
I could do. I'm not a coke guy, but I mean, in the times that I've done it, I'll do 2-3 lines and be like, yeah, I'm done.
I think I
don't like it.
You're not a drink. You like whiskey. Like you're from Georgia for God's sake. You don't have a drink.
Yeah.
Like you're a man's man. Like you have a drink. But your birthday party.
Oh my God.
So Wes said it was his birthday. He had some drinks. There's a cake and they go blow out the candles. He's all woo, and the flame goes. He goes woo. Ow! Ow! I was laughing. No one else saw it. I was laughing so hard.
The wax,
the candle went.
Hold on. The wax of the candle closed my eye because I hit it and it was wet and then it closed my eye and it stayed on and until the next day. I couldn't open my eye. I woke up and I couldn't. And it was like the wax of the candle closed my eye and I'm like, what happened?
All his friends were there and he's woo! Ow! Ow! And everyone's like, "Are you all right, Wes?" And I walked away because I was laughing so hard.
Dude, that's like when I had a sunroof, I had a shitty Acura or something like that. And I was with my girl, and I can't remember, I got really excited, and I was like, yeah! And I was like, woo! And I was like, eh! And I went to shoot my hand out the fucking roof, and I forgot how I went, yay! Like that. And I was like, oh! And I hurt my hand, hurt. It was actually damaged for 3 weeks. I went, yeah, go! And
the sunroof.
And dude, my girl was laughing so hard she was crying. Oh my God!
Hey, my girls. I love when people fuck up like this. My girl's mom had a party, and there's just this timepiece MILF. Like she's making sure her hair is perfect. She picked this outfit weeks before. She has salsa. She doesn't realize that the glass door is shut. She thinks it's open. And everyone's like, they're like, "Maria, you look beautiful." And she's like, "Thank you." Thank you. They're like, "You look so damn good." She's like, "Thank you, Mamacita." But
why is it so funny?
At first, she goes, "Thank you, Mamacita." And the fucking sauce goes, and I've never seen someone so embarrassed. And now Joe's family is very polite, like, "Oh my God, you're right." And I go, oh shit! I can't stop laughing, man. I'm literally dying.
I think that stuff makes me laugh the hardest.
Harder than
When you do stuff
anything.
like that, or
fucking-
when somebody pulls a chair up, somebody when they're going to sit
It's
down.
so fun. That
That
unexpected
just
shit,
kills
man.
me. I don't know.
I love shit.
Oh,
Like that.
I love it, man. I fucking love it.
God, that reminded me of something I was going to try to tell you about, and I forgot what the fuck the story was. Exactly like that, though.
When's the next time you leave, Wes?
July.
For The Expanse?
The Expanse.
God,
We
The
got
Expanse is a show. If you guys don't watch it, it's on. I mean, it's on Sci-Fi, Amazon,
Amazon,
Netflix.
domestic, Netflix, international.
And you guys are on your third season.
We're on our third season. This season
That has
did,
like a cult following too.
yeah. This season did really, really well.
Like The Expanse fans hit me up on Twitter, like, you gotta have Wes on. You guys are friends. What the fuck? I'm like,
Yeah.
beat it, Sci-Fi nerds.
But but you know, it's funny is The Expanse more than anything that I've ever been a part of is the fans are so smart and they're so on it in the sense
Science
of
nerds
yeah
and
because
shit?
it's a
Sci-fi
science.
nerds?
We did this science panel at Caltech. And they
I
were.
bet that was a blast.
It was
I
actually.
bet there's hot chicks everywhere. You
feel
say
like-
Caltech? Woo, tits, woo!
It was a lot of fun, but it was like.
Woo, tits! Woo!
Tits! Woo!
That's so aggressive.
They had the beer hat.
Woo! Tits!
Like a Happy Gilmore fucking hole in one, man. Just a good time.
I like banging dudes with
But
glasses.
when I meet them and they start talking about the science of the show, I'm like, they're just way over my head.
You're like,
you know?
very cool, man. Just
Yeah.
playing a role, you know? I know my lines. I don't know how to fucking
But I'm a
write
fan. I'm a
programming.
fan of sci-fi though. Like I was always a fan
Really?
of sci-fi.
New
What were you in the
Aliens
military?
is coming out.
What did you? What branch of the military?
I was I was an aviation firefighter. I worked on the flight deck. I was in the Navy.
no shit.
for 4 years,
An
yeah.
aviation firefighter.
Yeah.
I didn't
Did you
know
ever have to
Navy.
put
I
out
thought
some fires?
Marines.
I worked for the Marine. We worked under a gunny a lot of times because it was a amphibious carrier. So it was we had a captain and we had a.
Did you wear the bell bottoms and that little hat?
That was phased out.
They
Like
call
I had a
bell
year
bottoms,
of that, and that
Okay.
phased out. That outfit phased out, but I liked that outfit. I wanted to come
I'm not
back.
mad
but,
at it either.
But we worked.
You
You know,
definitely wouldn't
We
be mad
worked
at
in.
I'm
when
kinda
you
wearing it now,
When you
but-
work on the flight deck, you wear jerseys and like camo pants.
Right.
And that's
dangerous too,
yeah.
isn't that wire that can
Yeah.
break?
When the
Yeah.
planes land?
And it's
that-
it's it's a very very dangerous job, but it's extremely dangerous for people that zone out like I do. Like I am a daydreamer, man. Like I cannot pay attention. And so the fact that I survived 4 years of being on the flight, because that's one place you have to be aware.
People
and there
do
are
die
times
a lot.
Because the line, right? Because the reason why it's so dangerous is those F-16 jets land
Yeah.
right in the cord.
Yeah.
And if you're a daydreamer, like, yeah, heads off.
cut you in
feet,
half.
yeah.
like they show us. But see, I was on an amphibious carrier, so we didn't have the catapult like the main. But what was dangerous for us was Harriers. Harriers are extremely dangerous. And if you YouTube like being sucked in the engine of a Harrier, you have to see this. And I'll show you like the job is. But the Harrier's engine was so powerful. If you walk in 5 feet in front of the Harrier, it sucks you into their engine.
And you die?
So you have to. I mean, some people survived. Some people died. And then when they turned it on you, the jets in the back will blow you off the flight deck.
What?
Yeah. And,
Guy gets sucked in it.
watch this. I think it's that. Yeah.
This
And-
scares me.
Great.
So this is what I did. This is what I.
During Operation Desert Storm, the crew aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt
What a shitty way to go.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You imagine if you're a parent.
February 20th.
So this is what everybody starts off chocking and chaining the planes. This is what you start off doing.
Chocking
and if
and
you
chaining?
Yeah, and so when you're if he stood up right now, it'll suck him into the engine. So you have to know where the suck zone is, and you're doing this. But watch this. Oh man,
That haircut ain't helping nobody.
That's what saved him. It actually jammed.
That's a
jammed the
mullet
engine.
with a
Watch
fucking.
oh, they're gonna build up the suspense.
Watch again as JD moves in front of the engine.
JD,
don't
get out of
wanna
the suck zone.
Oh my god! It sucked him right in.
Did you see it? It's like a crash dummy. Look at that.
Oh, it's like like a snake. Just
And now, what's in that engine? Nothing.
Oh no, that's
propellers.
that's the.
So you get your face.
what do you mean? What's in
You
there?
get your head taken off. What happened?
Hey, man.
What happened with I think it was this guy. What happens sometimes is it sucks your cranial off. So it sucks you so fast that it sucked his cranial off. The cranial
jammed
went in and jammed it, and fogged it out before he hit it.
For Christ's sake.
And
Not a good way to die.
So is that
There-
a wig?
there's probably. I hope you,
You know
feel
what?
bad about
That
I
one?
hope you
Wait,
feel
go back.
bad
It might be a wig.
That? Out of all the choices,
But there'd be
talk
times,
about CTE too in that bitch.
Dude, there'd be times I'd just be daydreaming in the middle of the flight deck, and people like,
I don't know if that's a wig, but it did,
that
did wonders for his hair.
Hey, next time.
It looks like a chia pet.
Hey, bro. Hey, that's what I'm going to say to girls now. Welcome to the suck zone.
I'm like a Harrier jet motherfucker.
Hey, you just entered the suck zone.
The Harriers were
that's so
dangerous. Like they had the most
so fucking scary.
The most fires we had on the flight deck were Harriers. Harrier jets.
Did you ever get in the suck zone?
I never got in the. Thank God. I don't know how.
Dude, I'm going to call my hotel room that from now on. Welcome to Suck Zone.
Welcome to the Suck Zone.
Suck Zone.
The Suck Zone.
That's a great show.
Welcome
to the Suck Zone.
Honestly,
you get sucked right in there.
I honestly don't know because I get absent-minded. Like I honestly don't know how I survived 4 years on the flight deck because I've heard people like there's times where I was just like I'm hearing something like I remember one time I was looking at my hand I was daydreaming and I hear Wes, like faint Wes, and I look around and I'm in the middle of like where the plane and they're like get the fuck out of here like
Christ,
and I'm like oh
man.
shit
dude was it a good experience though those 4 years in the military?
Yeah, I had a great experience. And mainly the great experience is the people that you work with, like the people you surround. Like you become. Cool. I still talk to them on the phone all the time. You become like family.
Sure.
And so close to them. But it was a great experience for me.
Are there women on the boat?
There wasn't.
Not in the suck zone.
Not in the suck zone.
When I was on the Essex for 2 years first, and there was no women on the boat.
How long would you be on a boat? How long at a stretch would you be on a boat?
The longest, you would do. I did 2 West Pacific tours, and so that's 6 months. 6 months.
6 months, just the fellas.
You're 6 months on a boat,
just the fellas
but
in the middle of the sea.
But you're porting. You're going into port.
How often you porting?
Well, it depends. I mean,
like once.
So the first time, the first. No,
you got 4 hours. You fucking filthy animals.
You got 2 hours, fellas.
Go
get that suck zone.
Go catch herpes immediately.
That's why they get a bad reputation. I mean, when you go into Thailand,
you're so horny.
Everywhere's a suck zone.
And you're 18 years old, 19 years old.
You got $100 in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know that lady boy's 4 cents.
Yeah,
no,
you're getting a couple suck zones.
Close enough. You're close enough.
Yeah, man.
100%.
So you guys are pulling the port, and you're just like a bunch of horn dogs.
Yeah, man. Just yeah. I mean, it was.
You get drunk, go eat. Go fuck.
But there was a time when we were in the Gulf for 3 months. My first tour. So, you're gone for 6 months, but you pull into port probably once or twice a week, and then that's fine. I relieve some pressure.
Yeah.
But
literally.
But there was a time when we were in the Gulf for 3 months straight, anchored. It wasn't like we were cruising around. We were just sitting there for 3 months in the Gulf.
Were you guys going nuts?
Oh my God, it was crazy.
You're like in the bunkers,
so
like you sleep at night in the bunkers.
Yeah, I mean you couldn't do anything.
And you work all day.
All you did was work out. You work all day. You work out.
Did you get swole?
Bro,
did you get Jack City?
I'll show you pictures from those. Yeah, man.
Suck off city.
Yeah.
Well, no. Hey, I know you have big gay fantasies. But it wasn't a bunch of guys like, guys, what are we doing? We worked out, we we shaved our chest, we highlighted our hair. Well, I guess nothing else to do but cum in each other. That's not what they did.
You wish. I'm referring to the dangerous suck zone that we were talking about.
I know I'm big, guys, but if you guys hold me down and have your way with me, I'm going to be so mad. If you guys want to play Prison House Blues, we can.
Prison House Blues?
Yeah. Hey, I guess I'm the new guy.
Stop it.
If you guys want to drop some bombs in my mouth.
Yeah, you flexible? I don't know. About to find out.
Yeah.
Let's see if this kid can do the splits with his tummy on the fucking
Hey, now
bed.
it's don't ask, don't tell, right? Like if there's some
that was what it was. Now it's you can be whatever you want to be. Yeah, you can be gay, whatever.
Was there?
And you can come out with it.
Yeah. Now you can.
Do guys couple up?
I guess I don't know how that works.
Couple up.
I'm sure back then it was like if the guy was raging gay.
When I was in, it was don't ask, don't tell, and I didn't know of any. I didn't know of. I'm sure that.
Did you ever get seasick out there?
I did once. We caught the tail end of a typhoon one time, and that shook me up, man. That was not good.
Why the military though? For you, you got out of high school and you're just kind of.
I wanted because I wanted to go to school, and I felt like I didn't want to go right away, but it made sense to me. I come from, my dad was in the military, his dad was in the military. It was one way for me to get out of the town that I grew up in, and it was also I wanted to have that experience. I wanted to travel. I wanted to experience what that was like, and then also they paid for my school when I got out, so that was really good. But I mean it was an invaluable experience in my life.
Really?
I mean it was the most meaningful thing that I've done.
Did you know you were going to be an actor when you were going through the military?
I did. I knew I was going to I knew I wanted to tell I wanted to be a storyteller. I didn't know in what incarnation it was going to be. And I wrote a play when I was in school, and we performed it and everything. So that's kind of like what I thought that I was going to do.
You may still.
It may still.
One of the things that I like about you is that you read a lot, and I've read I think 3 books you've given to me that I really enjoyed. But you have an active intellectual life, and that's very rare in LA. Like you and I have bonded on that. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean,
you guys should go to the Suggs.
Well, Wes took me into his house, and he goes, "These are all the books I'm reading," and he has this whole thing, and I was like, "This is amazing. Why are you not wearing pants?" And that's a different story. But
talk about books with Bryan.
We read together.
You're gonna Suggs zone you off.
Right.
Why
should we do some current events?
Sure.
How long do we? I know you have to get going.
I'm good. I got plenty of time.
What are you reading right now?
Time. I just finished Hamilton, the Alexander Hamilton biography, and it was because I actually went to his museum in Nevis. And saw where he grew up and
give us a little on why Hamilton is so important. It's important.
Well, he was definitely the most prolific of the founding fathers. Yes. Nobody had the amount of work ethic that he had, but he was the most politically incorrect of the founding fathers. He didn't give a fuck.
Died for it.
And died for it. Yeah. So in a sense, I think, with the exception of Benjamin Franklin, I think he did more to develop this country than all of the founding fathers.
That is what historians concur on.
Right.
And then fought a duel with Aaron Burr, who was Alexander Hamilton was Secretary of the Treasury, I believe. Aaron Burr was. Do you remember?
Aaron Burr at that time ran for president.
Yeah, and he was. Yeah, he ran for president, and they fought a duel. Where they would
the walk off.
So what happened was Thomas Jefferson and Hamilton hated each other. They were at odds. But the only person that Hamilton hated more, I don't even know if he hated him, but he disrespected more, was Aaron Burr. So when Jefferson was running against Aaron Burr, and all of a sudden Hamilton went in favor for Jefferson. And they're like, what the fuck? You guys hated each other for years. And now you're going for, and Aaron's like, dude, I cannot. And Hamilton has always, every time Aaron rose up, Hamilton would swat him down. So then Burr was like, okay, well, at least I get to be vice president. And Jefferson was like, nah. So that was the first year that the runner-up didn't get to become vice president.
Damn.
And so they had, Burr was like, you know what, fuck you, Hamilton. We're going to, you ruined my life.
He did. And
then he killed him, and that really ruined his life.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's an amazing story, man, about how, and one of the most amazing things about the founding of this country was that after the Revolutionary War, in almost every example in history, when there's a revolution, and this country fights a revolutionary war for their independence, a civil war almost always breaks out because factions compete for hegemony. And in this case, that was not the case. The election of 1800 was the nastiest fucking thing in the world, but they just refused to go to arms over it.
Right.
Anyway,
I think it's because it's so close to the other revolution. The revolution they didn't want to go back.
They fought for a democracy.
Right.
Well, anyway, I'm going to read Hamilton. Well done.
Do it, guys. Let's do some current events, Chin.
Yeah, I got to read it. Current events with Wes Chatham.
Yeah, you didn't do any songs.
You don't do songs anymore.
What, really? Did you stop?
I don't know why. The music died in me.
Just stop doing it.
Really?
But I'm going to find it back. I'll get it back. It just kind of died in me.
Just stop doing it.
My voice sounds fucking great.
I saw you on Instagram doing up there with the band.
Yeah,
man. Crushed it, man.
Yeah, I'm talented.
What do you got,
Still got
Chin?
it. Hashtag still got it. Hashtag better than ever. Hashtag 50.
All right. First one is the flight from Japan to L.A.
I want to see this.
Some guy just randomly went up to another guy that was sitting down and just attacked him.
Just randomly.
Randomly.
There's no reason.
No reason.
He's just so frustrated. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to beat this guy.
There's got to be a reason.
So I'll show you the footage of a little bit of it.
Damn.
The guy in that horrible
messed up
Hawaiian
shirt.
tee.
Yeah.
He picked
And this
the
guy
wrong
fought
guy.
back. So he's cussing at him.
He's trying to claw at him.
Really bad punching.
Terrible puncher.
Keep your elbows in.
No.
And then, anyways, he comes back after a while and does it again.
Damn, is he crazy?
But
Wes saw this video.
Which
too.
guy did? This guy did it again, or the guy?
The guy with the red shirt randomly attacked the guy with the black shirt.
But
Okay.
here's what's interesting. What's going through your head there, because if you full on defend yourself, in the back of your mind, you're like, when this plane lands, I'm going to jail, because if there's no questions asked, zero tolerance on planes. So
he's going to jail even if he defends
No,
himself?
if somebody attacks you and it's on video, you're fine.
Initially, you're going to jail.
For sure.
Like, as soon as you hit the thing, you're going to... But I'm saying, because there's such zero... It's so extreme with violence and shit on a plane.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's why BJJ is so valuable, because you just choke that guy out. And
It's going to be tough, though, because how would you do it?
You just fucking grab him over the thing and choke him over the...
It's easier said than done there.
Or even, you can even do a guillotine. Like, pull him over the...
back here?
I mean, if
Let's
he
see him come back.
where he's fucking up is he's staying in the
But
aisle.
he can
needs to come to the aisle.
Right.
He needs to get out of the little chairs there.
Because the guy, like, he can grab the back. The guy can grab the back of his neck.
Look at this.
Oh, and then now
up.
he comes there and
see
squares
now.
up.
Decent jab.
Where's the bouncer?
See,
when
if
you
he
need him?
grabbed
Aren't there any
him-
dudes jumping up?
Where's
That
the
poor woman
marshal?
is like, please.
Yeah, where is all the dudes? Why are they just watching?
Because they're probably like, I'm not going to jail.
They're scared, yeah.
Well, like, I mean, what would you do if you were on
I'd
the
for
side?
sure stand up and stop that guy.
I would too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit there and
if you
watch
did
like
the-
a
yeah.
peasant.
Yeah.
It's weird to me how people are such bitches.
Yeah.
Well, Jay,
Okay,
what do
so
you, Jay, your
Jay
brother's
would do
laughing.
shit.
What would
He
you
would
do?
do
What-
shit.
Jay'd be like,
Shark guys?
Jay's not a participating citizen. You'd have to stop it.
Well, I don't have to do shit.
Yeah, you
but
do.
just naturally, I just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit there. Especially if they actually were talking shit to each other and had beef and started fighting, then that's on them. But if the guy's innocently just sitting there and he started fucking
It looked
him.
so like it was something from before, right?
You think?
No,
Well,
it's
they're saying it's
completely
not.
random. But the guy that was the victim that got attacked, he was saying that they're both from the military. He found out that the other guy was from the military too. He feels as though that was like a post-traumatic stress thing.
Oh.
So something like PTSD just hit him and he just randomly attacked this guy.
Okay.
That's the guy, the victim.
You
saying.
got to defend yourself,
That's tough.
though,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did you see the one on the subway where the guy was doing that and dude come up behind him and just choked him,
Really?
choked
Just
him
put
out,
him out?
knocked him out, and just put his foot on his chest
Yep.
and waited till
That's
the
the way
he was
to
like
do it.
very calm and
Yeah.
relaxed.
What else you got, Chin?
All right, this one. A 12-year-old girl was told to leave a chess tournament because her dress was too seductive. And this is her actual dress.
That's the fucking dress?
And she's a 12-year-old girl. Yeah.
It's Malaysia.
Good
It's in Malaysia.
God, man.
Yeah.
The
Look at that
tournament-
dress.
The tournament director told her she had to leave. And then, so her coach complained, obviously. And then they said the only way she can come back is if she went to buy slacks.
Yeah.
So they stalled the tournament. But then the next day, the only store that opened would be at 9 o'clock. Not enough time to make the tournament.
missed it?
So she missed it. Yeah, she missed the whole
I'm
thing.
more concerned she's wearing horizontal stripes with vertical stripes.
Both.
Brendan,
She's wearing
That's
both.
what offends me.
Yeah, that,
Brendan.
I wouldn't let her compete just off that alone.
I understand. That's legit. But, I mean, when you're doing a fashion faux pas, it's fine. But I guess she can't show her
That
calves
dress
because it'll
is
get-
too much.
Yeah, because
she shows her kneecap.
It gets her fellow 12-year-olds too horny.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, ignorance
Real
is
bummer in
ignorance is alive
Malaysia.
and well in the world. Everybody.
But if you're 12, you're going to get horny regardless, no matter what. You know?
Yeah, you're 12. She could be in a,
12-year-old boy
she
is
could be
gonna
in a
be-
trash
Yeah,
bag.
I woke up
would do
horny
it.
at 12
Yeah,
years
that's
old. Still
I got so embarrassed. I did this round table thing for my other podcast, Mixed Mental Arts, and I had these smart women around. We were going to talk about sexism, and I open up with basically, and they're like these Harvard and Columbia educated, writers, and I go, I got to just say, as a white guy, as a white male, I'm really finding it unsafe to just express myself, and I just
That's how
feel
you
like
opened it with?
I was like, I just think it's like I can't be myself. I have to censor myself. I'm afraid somebody might criticize me. I feel like, the world is like, looking at me as this toxic person, or that I might do something wrong and get criticized. And the women go, wow, wait, so you have to censor yourself and you have to be aware of your behavior. What's that like? I've never
Such a meathead
I was
way
so
to
embarrassed.
start. I know.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. You go, what's it like to have to censor yourself?
Oh my God.
Do you have to sit differently when you're in a dress? And
Yikes.
what's it like? And I was like, God damn it.
What's funny,
I'm
though,
fucking so embarrassed right
What's
now.
funny is that statement, like you trying to make a point, shows how detached from
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Like,
from
poor
the-
me.
She was like, that's why we're
Poor
here.
me.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
That was a classic way to start, because I was like, oh, yeah, I guess you guys have had to deal with that forever?
Right.
Forever?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you
that's
would
your
get-
everyday existence, and just now,
Yeah, you
I
get
like-
married off
Yeah,
as
yes,
property. In
right.
fact, rape was considered up until recently. Rape, even I don't think in this country, but well, actually, yes, even in this country, rape on a woman was the man was the one who would be given sort of compensation because it was a violation of his property. So it was never a woman's.
Not in this court, not in the Western.
Well, in this country, I believe those laws in the 30s, 20s. I think certainly in the 1800s.
Rape
I think it was
good in the 30s.
No. Rape was something that rape was considered a crime against the man because that was his property. Right?
What?
And that's certainly the case in most countries and was for a long time.
Damn.
Because a woman was considered part of your property. Find out what rape laws like in this country. I think in the 1800s that was considered still a crime against a man. Not
Google
so much
that. Or not.
Write a paper.
No, but
dissertation.
it's significant because the idea that rape is a crime against a woman and her sovereignty and her personage is actually a very new concept, not only in most of the world, but also in the Western world. That is a new concept.
That new?
It certainly is. It certainly is new. It's not something that was like in the 20s or by the way, in the 20s, if a woman got raped, believe me, the first thing asked was, what did she do to deserve it? What was she doing to agitate a man? And not only I'm sorry, it goes up into the 50s. When women in the 50s were raped.
It was all good to rape girls in the 50s?
When women, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think so. That's not what I'm saying. Legally, when women were raped in the 50s, good luck prosecuting that without a lot of witnesses. Because it was your word against hers. And most importantly, she was put up on the stand and she was basically said, what were you wearing? What were you doing?
Sure.
Did you bring him into your... By the way, when you brought a man into your room at night, you were done. And if he raped you, hey, man, you were asking for it. That is a very so. Believe me, this is very new. These ideas.
So, what were some of what were some of the main things that you learned working with these during the podcast?
Mainly that I was blind to
you were
my.
You thought you were the victim out of all those people?
I know. I just love how you open it about him. Victim.
Oh, welcome to Bryan Callen's show. Yeah.
He goes, guys. I'd like to start. Like it's like a support group.
Feel victimized.
I feel victimized.
I can't be myself. They're like.
But you hear this from men all the time. You hear this from men. Dude, now we're being branded the oppressors and we're the toxic guys.
I'd say shut
There's
your
a lot of that
mouth.
movement, you know.
I don't have friends who talk like that.
Yeah.
No, yes, you do, and we all have friends that basically think that there's a war on boys, a war on men.
Yeah,
that's a
fact.
fact.
They have like men's support groups and stuff.
Of course,
like that. And it's like,
I don't have any friends in that. I do not. I have zero. I have zero friends who are like, I'm in a man support group.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that there is, especially in academia, in the workplace, there is a lot of that talk. That is a fact. That is the news. Where men
and some of
men.
it's called for. Some of it makes sense too. A lot of it makes sense.
Right.
With the Bill O'Reilly stuff. You all right over there? With the Bill O'Reilly stuff. All that. I don't know. Oh, he's choking.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of it makes sense. But, you see how women are treated and stuff like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, it's also subtle, too. You know, like one of the things that we were talking about was they were talking about how sexual harassment. They were talking about, like, there's shit you deal with that you don't realize as a woman. So you may go and interview for a job, right? Uh-huh. If the guy could easily ask you out after the interview. Uh-huh. And if he asks you out in the interview and you say no, or the guy makes advances. Okay, now just think about this. He's your boss. You're working as a woman. You have a dream to fulfill. Uh-huh. And the dude's your boss. And he you guys are working together and he likes you. And he makes an advance. And or he says, do you want to go hiking or whatever? And you say you're not into him. And you say no. And I've talked to these women about this. And you say you kind of do whatever you do. You can't do it. There's no way to prove that guy, some dudes are going to be like, no problem. But there are some dudes that are going to hold that against you. And and your job is going to suffer from it. It's a hard thing to prove, right? They have to deal with that shit all the time.
And the problem is it's insidious, you know, because how do you
it's subtle.
Can't prove
subtle.
it?
Because you can just subtly start parting ways and you can't prove it. So
hold a grudge.
I
know a girl. I won't say the company. She applied for the job, and then he responded back and was like, "Hey, we should go out and stuff like that." And she was like, "I'm good. I have a boyfriend." And then she goes, keep me posted about the job, though. Weeks went by, and she's like, what's up? And he's like, sorry, gave it to someone else.
And she was so qualified, and she's a good person.
Sucked, man.
And I know what you're talking about, and we both know that guy.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
What else you got, Chin?
All right, surfer in Scotland. I believe it was Scotland. He was missing at sea for 32 hours.
What?
And finally got rescued.
Wow. He stayed on his board.
On his board. I think it was like 13 miles out into the ocean. And
He was just surfing, got taken by the current?
Riptide.
by the current.
There was a Magnum PI episode about that. Do you remember?
No.
That's super old school.
Yeah, super. He got caught out in his
How
kayak.
the fuck they find him? Was it a helicopter or his family knew he was missing?
Family knew he was missing, so
No
the
sharks
helicopters
in
went
there or
off.
nothing?
No, but it was
Shelling?
super cold. What saved him was his neoprene wetsuit
Damn.
and staying on his board, of course.
30
God, 30
32 hours.
How thirsty are you, by the way? Think about that. No
What,
water.
what goes through your head?
That you're going to die of thirst because you're not even thinking about
Well,
fucking
he's
sharks
just
anymore.
chilling on his surfboard, right? He's
Yeah.
just sitting there going back and forth.
Choppy, cold weather.
Yikes.
So that's good news.
Wait, so
At least they caught him.
How long was it? 3 days you can go without water?
3 days, 21
3
days.
days.
It
I'm
depends.
sorry, 3 days in water, 21 days without food.
Yeah, it depends though about water. You can drop in 12
I thought
hours.
it was 40 days, right?
In the desert, you
40,
can drop
40
in 12.
without food. You can drop to 12.
Yeah.
21 days, they say. That's the expert. Like on Naked and Afraid, if they don't have water in 3 days, if they don't find water,
Right.
they usually get them out or give them water.
Right.
The first thing shows 21 days starvation. Oh, that was Gandhi.
21 days, right?
Gandhi went 21 days?
Yeah.
Click on it. How long?
Remember that famous quote? You remember that famous scene in that movie? And it's quoted. He really said that when the guy goes, "Eat, I'm going to hell. Eat. I killed a Muslim boy. He was a Hindu nationalist." And then he said, I think it was either Hindu, and he said, "I took a 5-year-old Muslim boy and bashed his brains against
Doesn't
a
show the
wall."
actual time.
And then Gandhi said, "I know a way out." He said, "Find an orphan, and a 5-year-old orphan who's lost his parents, and raise him as a Muslim."
3 days water.
And he was a Hindu.
Boom.
It's really powerful.
3 days without water. 21
Same
without
article
food,
comes
right?
up.
Yeah. What else you got, brother?
Hold on one sec.
Yeah, because there's some people who do those fasting, like religious fasting. They go, fucking
Insane.
long time.
Anyways,
What's
else you got?
what's the longest you've ever? Have you ever done one of those fasts?
Yeah, I fast all the time.
What's the longest?
Usually 18 hours. But I'll do, when I was getting ready for Metamorphosis, I'd do 24 hours.
Right. Did you have you ever tried intermittent fasting?
Mm-hmm. All the time.
That worked really well for me.
I saw some study, though, on Good Morning America where they're saying that the intermittent fasting, the science isn't behind it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I hear different things, but everything I've read on it said it. But I just have it legitimately worked for me.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, I was doing a job and there was a certain amount that I had to lose in a certain amount of time, and I didn't know, and that's the only thing I did. And
not eating and losing weight.
Yeah, not eating.
Yeah, that's kind of
secret.
it's
yeah.
science. I don't need anyone to tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't eat, lose weight. Period. What else you got, Chin?
all right. There's a YouTube star family. There's a dude and his stepwife, and they would post prank videos all the time of their kids, and they would do messed up things to make the kids cry.
Well,
So they eventually lost the custody of two of their children.
Damn.
So that's the biological father. They had 5 kids, and they would continue to prank 2 of the kids. And I saw one of the pranks because they deleted all the videos.
Are they fucked up?
They fucked up bad.
Wait, so they would have them on YouTube and prank them to the
Prank
point where
them.
they would cry?
And they would have a humongous audience, millions and
I don't
millions
like
of
that.
views.
Yeah, they have 2 million
don't like
views
it.
just on this one.
You're dumb for doing that. Fuck
One of
you.
these videos was them pretending to put fake ink on the children's floor and then throwing a bunch of cards out and blaming the kids for it. They would yell "F you, how dare you do this?" The kids are just
Oh
crying.
my God! Fuck these.
And then later on they'd be just kidding. But the kids are damaged.
That's
Hell yeah! Being raised like that, you're
that's just-
screwed.
that's-
Also, fuck you to people that watch that bullshit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with people?
Well, 2,171,206,000.
Yeah, a bunch of morons.
That's
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Here's the
That's
video
terrible.
I pulled up.
No, I don't want to
that-
watch it. I don't want to watch them making. I don't want to watch
Yeah.
them making a kid cry. I hate it.
I can't
Yeah, what a
watch
piece
that.
of
Can't
shit.
take that shit.
parent,
That's what
man.
happens. That's how you know we're all
See,
parents.
that's what
Oh,
you
I
tell
know.
our parents. I can't
No,
deal with it anymore.
angers me, man.
I can't.
Yeah.
I
It
can't
fucking
take it.
angers me.
can't
It's so
take
hot
it.
in
Poor
here.
little
What else you got, Chin?
All right, I got one more. Just this one. An FBI translator ended up marrying someone she spied on who was part of the IS.
That's so
Islamic
hot.
State.
That sounds like a sweet.
That's a
porno.
movie.
Yeah.
How surprising! All of a sudden, she realizes he's a terrorist, but he's a human being, and he's doing it for the
me
same
see him.
ideology.
He was a rapper in Germany too for a little while. Then he became one of the best recruiters for ISIS.
It looks like he's got a cauliflower there.
Damn, look at that. It says, saying she was going to fly to Germany to see her family, Green instead flew to Turkey and from there traveled to Syria. Enjoy that life.
Yeah,
Enjoy that
he's
life.
got big almond eyes, very penetrating.
Probably had a fat dick. She's probably watching.
100%.
She's probably like, look at that ISIS dick. Look at the size of that dick.
100%.
And all of a sudden, her mouth starts salivating and shit.
Yep.
Next thing you know, I love this guy.
I love him. I love
I'm
him.
in.
I know he's really mean, and I know he totally advocates violence constantly, but he's so.
But that's how
fucking
you
hot.
know you got something. You got something special. If you can be a terrorist, recruiter for ISIS.
Women like danger.
I was just between danger and just being a fucking moron.
Yeah, but
sounds
I-
like she was a moron. ISIS?
Yeah.
Did you?
No, there's
No.
danger. Then there's like,
But they have
death.
done those studies on how.
No, they like a bad boy.
Yeah, bad
Yeah.
boy.
But there's a difference between liking a bad boy and liking a terrorist.
Well, did you see the O.J. Simpson
There
documentary?
is.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of bad
Did you
boys.
see the O.J. Simpson? It was phenomenal. It was incredible.
Talking
But-
about the one that won the
yeah, the
Academy
one
Award?
that won. But
I didn't see the documentary. I saw the miniseries.
Oh, you have to watch the documentary. It was
that'd be. You saw the 30 for 30? There was a multiple parts.
Yeah.
I did not.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, you told me about that.
It's one of the best
Best
documentaries I've ever seen.
Well, it won all those awards. Like
And
the best
it
doc
kind
ever.
of paralleled OJ's experience with football and with his trial with race relations in LA and the police. It's phenomenal. But the third act of the documentary is his spiral into darkness when he's living in Miami, like after the trial and everything's
It's so
going on.
sad. He's making
And he
videos.
says in the videos, he's making like rap videos and
Yeah,
all
it's
that stuff.
terrible.
But he says in videos, he goes, it's interesting. He goes, I get more women now than I did before. And it's such a dark revelation of like,
Yeah, they said
like,
in
that's
Florida
so
he's doing like
interesting.
all these drugs, and he like to what
Yeah.
Wes is saying, like he was like, I've never got so many women, like I mean 3-4 a night. Like even when I was OJ playing football, as a nice guy, I didn't get this much.
No.
And it's
He's
just
a killer now. Now you're a killer.
looking
OJ
into the dark
killed
side of
2
humanity.
people.
So, you know, there's
and
something
girls
to what
trying
you
to
were
suck
saying.
his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did these studies about how danger, a dangerous man, taps into like in a lot of cases, you know, these according to these 2 neuroscientists, it taps into the same, I guess, neural area of the brain that sexual, you know, excitement does. I don't know, man. It's pretty wild.
Damn, I'm glad I
but it
didn't know
makes
this when
sense
I was
though. It
younger.
makes sense that women would evolve to.
That sounds super skeptical.
No.
It
It's
taps in your
It's from, you can read about it in Billion Wicked Thoughts, actually, where they scared women, where they would like have them walk.
I saw this study, and they correlate going to a movie, like a scary movie, releases the same endorphins that like sexual arousal.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they also think some of it makes sense because aggression. So the Yanomamo in Brazil, what was really kind of like all the anthropologists, and they were fucking crucified for it. They came back and they went, you know what? The warriors in this group of people that have had no contact with Western civilization, because this was when aggression has to be learned, and you know, there's no such thing as natural aggression. Well, they were like, well, the men that came back with the most heads and had the most decoration, they would decorate their daggers and their skirts basically with how many
They'd
people
go to
they
the
killed.
suck zone.
They were in the suck zone.
You know,
they
the
got the most
celebrities
women.
of the fucking
They got
tribes.
the most women.
Yeah, no shit.
And women
Doc.
were drawn to that. Why? Because, well, probably aggression and a guy who can keep you safe and fuck everybody up is a guy you want to breed with.
And
that's
success.
the strongest genes.
But that's also
Yeah.
success. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can say what you want, but it's over and over. That seems to be
Yeah,
proven.
but there's a difference with this, like the OJ thing. That's
Well,
just
there's
that's a little
extremes.
weird.
It's like serial
that's
killers.
like that's the
Serial
dark
killers
side
get
of
love
it.
notes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So who married?
Charles Manson just got married.
Yeah.
Richard Ramirez
crazy
had
bitch.
so many.
And who was the
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy?
yeah.
Ted Bundy was
Yes.
women. He
Heartthrob.
got fan mail.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
a heartthrob.
All of them do. So you
I mean-
know now that they used to like draw pictures, or they can't benefit from any of that stuff anymore because they get such a fan base.
Yeah.
They would draw things in prison and then sell it.
That's
No,
how
you
Todd
can't do
Phillips
that anymore.
financed his first movie. Todd Phillips got John Wayne Gacy to make a poster. He was doing a documentary on a guy named Gigi Allen. Gigi Allen was John Wayne Gacy's lover in prison. Gigi Allen was a performance artist, a crazy man. He used to bite the heads off of rats and all this shit in the Lower East Side. For real, he would do crazy shit. And Todd was like, I'm going to do a documentary on this guy,
sounds
but I need
fascinating.
more money. Yep. And he found out that he was in jail with John Wayne Gacy. So Todd called John Wayne Gacy, got in touch with him, wrote him a letter. John Wayne Gacy called him with a collect call, and Todd had to fill out a questionnaire like John Wayne Gacy sent him. He had to fill out this questionnaire, yep. And then he said,
Dark
look,
shit.
I want you to make a poster. I want you to draw. He's a really good draftsman. Bring it up. You can probably see it. It's called Hated.
His drawings
Bring up
are
Hated.
weird.
Bring up the poster for Hated. And he brought up this. He said, draw a poster of G.G. Allen. Todd, this is how smart Todd is. Todd fucking drew it up, and John Wayne Gacy drew up. Todd made posters of it, and fucking
sold him to benefit the movie
and
fund the
took
movie.
out an ad. There you
Wow.
go. Took out an ad. And basically,
I've seen better artwork.
He sold all those and had them signed. See how it says John W. Gacy? He sold 1,000 of them, and he sold them for $1,000 each. Or no, I'm sorry. It was like 150 or something.
So you can't do that anymore.
He raised
You
so
can't
much money.
benefit off him anymore. Yeah, that's crazy.
Raised $100,000.
What movie did he make off of it?
He made this amazing documentary called Hated, and G.G. Allen ended up killing himself while they were making the
John
documentary.
Wayne Gacy, dark shit.
That's
man.
yeah.
Well, they found 34 boys in his.
Oh my god!
Look at that! Look at that! He was a clown for children.
That's
so
why
he could,
people
so
are
he could
scared
hug
of
them.
clowns. Ugh.
Oh, I'm reading it now.
Anything up? Ooh,
Yeah, I started
The
reading
the new
it.
movie's
Yeah.
coming out. You know that?
And that's why I started reading it because the new movie's
Did you read it
coming
before
out.
or no? You reading the original?
No, I saw the original movie, and I've read most of
Kings.
but
Read
then
The
someone
Shining?
really. What's that?
Read The Shining.
Yes.
You got anything else, Jen?
That's it.
Boom, boom. B, you got another drop of knowledge?
I had
Feel
a
like
drop
you
of
dropped some
knowledge. Yeah, I had a drop of knowledge. I mean, really quickly. I just wanted to get your take on this really quickly. So there's this pilot program that some of these academics were talking about, which was they want to think about the government shaming people into paying their taxes. So you take the top 500 people who are the most delinquent, who owe millions of dollars, and actually posting their names and stuff. What do you guys think of that idea?
To post people
To
pay the
shame
most
them
taxes?
into paying their taxes.
No, it's stupid.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't either.
I don't think.
I was having this argument with the.
I don't think that the government should operate on that level.
I agree.
You know, in terms of getting in the business of shaming people
I
or
agree.
manipulating in that way.
Well, just so you know, there seems to be a body of a movement where that people are pushing for that, and
silly,
I don't think the government should stoop to that level. I don't
No,
think the
not
government
at all.
because the government.
then what else they gonna do?
Right?
Yeah.
What else
Oh,
they do?
you're an adulterer. Let's shame you that way. Well, who's the government to post your to take your anonymity and put it up on a website?
It opens a bad
You're right.
precedent.
That
That's
is
not good.
that is a wrong rabbit hole to go down. That is a tricky road.
And it's important to know that because there's a lot of movement. You'll always have subsets of the population, academics, smart people that make good arguments for this, that will push this.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say, dude, they owe money. We can use that money for this. We can use that money for that.
Because the academics live a fucking boring life, so of course they don't care if it was to happen to them.
Well, there's an ideology there, too, which is like, let's put a lot of trust in this big central government.
It's a bad
Right.
idea.
I agree.
It's a bad idea.
Well,
man.
I'm getting nervous at the fact that you people can't go speak at universities, like different ideologies
Yeah.
are different, even though there's this deplorable people that I can't stand that they can't go, they're rioting in the streets, like what happened to Berkeley or what happened
Charles Murray, who wrote
yeah.
The Bell Curve, and he did a great podcast with Sam Harris.
He did a great. I listened
Great
to that.
podcast.
Yeah.
Controversial stuff,
Yeah.
but wasn't allowed to speak.
Yeah.
In fact, the professor that brought him there got her neck. She had to go to the hospital.
She got assaulted, right?
God,
beat up.
damn.
Yeah. That's the there are two organizations. One is the AFEMA or whatever, anti-fascist movement, and another movement. They're just fucking yokers.
But it also goes against what they're free speech guys. You know,
It's also
like it goes against
if
what
you have to punch somebody because somebody comes in there with an idea, then you're not very confident in your own ideas.
Right.
If that's
That means
really
you
how
don't have an idea.
You don't have an idea.
That means you don't have a good argument.
the way you may beat a bad idea is with a better idea.
Yeah.
And people like that are just not very smart.
Right.
And then this is as old
That's
as
why
time.
they lash out because they don't know what to do.
Oh, you're saying that I don't like, I'm going to punch you in the face.
And Bill Maher said something that was really funny because he in on his show, because I guess Howard Dean said hate speech is not defended under the free speech that
Howard
you can't
Dean
do.
would.
And
Howard
Bill Maher
Dean's a
goes,
fucking
"Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
is.
That's what it's about."
Howard
you
Dean
know?
is a fucking joke. Howard Dean is a fucking bitch. Fuck you,
Bitch,
Howard
Wes.
Dean.
Yeah.
He is. He's just like this.
Bitch, Howard
He's such
Dean.
a. Of course, Howard Dean would say that. He's a lightweight. I'm sorry, I don't like that guy.
Where can they find you, brother? Obviously, you got Expanse on Sci-Fi,
The
Amazon,
Expanse,
Netflix.
All I See Is You comes out in October.
Ooh.
And the Escape Plan comes out. I don't know when that comes out, but yeah, we start back shooting the Expanse season 3 in July. So yeah, so
Well, I'm glad we finally got you on.
yeah,
man.
you know, I want to
You're
say
one of
something
our
before I go.
favorites.
It's I'm excited to I've known you guys for a while now, so I decided to come do the show. But it's interesting because the Fighter and the Kid atmosphere reminds me a lot of Fight Club. You know, because you remember when like Tyler Durden would show up and people would nod and they would kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go places with Brendan, like we went to like if we go to a restaurant or something, they just kind of give Brendan a little nod and he gives a little nod back. And like and people that were I was helping Brendan move his house, and the movers that he had there, it's like they're all Fighter and the Kid fans. They give him a little nod and gives him a little nod. So it's like this cool like underground army. Yeah, it gives like this like legitimacy. It's like a club,
dude. How about that's for sure, right? We get recognized all the time.
Yeah.
I like walking around with Brendan because I just, by proxy, people go, "Are you his boxing coach?" And Jolena, they asked me that. They go, "You're his boxing coach, right?" And I went, I paused and I went, "Yeah, I am.
I sure am.
Yes, I am."
Yeah,
they were like, "I knew it." I go, "Okay."
Well, we love having you on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Wes Chatham, I don't see you enough. You're awesome.
All right, guys. We love you.
Come see me.
Give them some dates.
Come see me tomorrow, Vancouver, you fucks. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm at the Comedy Mix. Let's go. Comedy Mix, tfatk.com.
Boom. Fighter the Kid is in Oklahoma, Arkansas border. It's a little weird. Just look it up. tfatk.com. One show only. Calusa Casino. Yeah. TFATK for everything you need. Ava. This is the Fighter the Kid. We're out.